Guys, hello and welcome to Jesse Transformation Strategies. Hope everybody's doing well out there. I just want to say thank you guys for watching my video. Thank you guys for subscribing. All of you guys are family, and also thank you for making it through, surviving throughout this whole November. And remember, it's getting close to December now, so December is like the final month of the year, and you look at everything now. You look at your goal sheets, you look at literally have I've accomplished things in life, where I'm going, things like that. So yeah, it's a very important month for the month of December, but we will focus at our goal sheets starting from the first week, and then we're going to look forward, okay, just to make sure that we covered up all that's happening. All right guys, anybody who celebrated their birthdays, I want to say a happy blessed birthday to you. I hope you had a wonderful day. And also to my fiance, also he also celebrated his birthday, so a special happy birthday to you, my happy. And then also to those who have lost loved ones, I pray like condolences to you. I pray God's peace be a portion at this time. And also those who have celebrated special events, because I know like end of the year is more like events time, like graduation and your kids achieving awards and things like that. So yeah, if your kids achieve something, please pat them on the back, and please also like celebrate their wins, okay? You don't need to have like 90-100%, okay, as long as you just made it through, because remember, everybody's journey is different. Okay guys, so today we're going to be looking at the topic at why make a mountain of things. Okay, why make a mountain of things? All right, so that is a very broad topic, but it's more to illustrate that how we human beings make a mountain of things, which is literally something that should be just small. Okay, so we're going to be looking and diving into it very further. And firstly, you guys, we're going to look at the Bible scripture from Matthew 17 verses 20. Okay, right, so it says here that he said to them, because of your little faith, for truly I say to you, if you have faith like a grain of mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you. But remember guys, you need to have the faith. So he said to them that if you had faith like a grain of mustard seed, now we all know mustard seeds are like so small, but if you had that faith as a mustard seed, you can literally move mountains, right? You can literally move tough mountains. All right guys, just mind like the noises and stuff, because I'm out here in the open. All right, scenery area for calmness. Okay, right, so if your faith is literally grounded, right, like the seed, you can move the mountains. Now the mountains, as we all know, what is a mountain? So you guys can see a small description down there. So imagine now when situations and problems come to your life, right? They become so big to you like a mountain, and it feels like you just can't move it. You can't push this mountain because of different factors, okay? And the thing is, the mountain became more as an obstacle to you. So just imagine now as a mountain to become an obstacle to you. It's like something that you can't even psychologically even think about it, okay? Now remember that when we take things personal, it comes from our personalization. So most of the time that we'll have things, right, that we're dealing with, and we look at our personal side, because everybody handles problems different, okay? I can handle something stronger, or I can handle pain much stronger than somebody else, but everybody handles things different. Nobody is literally the same. So that's how it works with us. So it depends on your personalization. So your personalization, guys, is something very, very important. But once your personalization hits into taking things personally, then it's a big issue, okay? So guys, the reason we need to look at, because why the mountains look and seem much bigger, is because we're taking things way personal, all right? Way, way personal. And we need to look at why do we take these things personal. So somebody says something to us, we take it personal. We need to look at why. Now there's a lot of psychological factors to it, right? And there's so many psychological factors that lead to all what's happening to us. Everything that happens to us everything is psychological. right? It's your whole physiology as well. Your mind, your body reacting to things. The central nervous system is becoming hyper. It's because how you brought up, your environment, things like that, alright? So your psychological factors, also the main one is your self-esteem. So your self-esteem is literally how you conduct yourself. How do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as a proud, confident woman or man, or do you see yourself as a low person that's just living from day to day? Okay, so your self-esteem is very much linked to your psychological being, all right, and that also leads to taking things personally, because if you're a very confident person, you can walk into a place or people can tell you anything, but you will not literally take things personal. Why? Because these things don't matter to you. The main thing at the moment is you, and you know that, hey, you know what, I'm not gonna take these things personal because it means nothing to me. Alright, comments come from everywhere, but it means nothing to me because they don't define me, I define myself. Okay, so also, like, why we take things personal as well, and why it becomes a mountain in our lives, is because of trauma. So there's so many traumatic events that happen to us, and the traumatic event is not yet dealt with. So that means that even though the trauma has taken place years ago, months ago, but it still lingers in us because we haven't really looked at the trauma and healed from the trauma itself. We haven't dealt with all the emotions. We haven't like let go of stuff. Also, we look at attachment issues. Like, there's a whole lot of attachment issues because we're so attached to people. As human beings, we are always attached, and when we become attached, we have expectations towards people, how we want people to be, and then that expectation leads us into disappointments, because expectation is the main point that will actually lead you to disappointment. Okay, so yeah, guys, it's very crucial to look at what is leading you in that point and why is it leading you to that point. Right, so the trauma, guys, is like, it's always gonna happen. All right, we all know that we've all been through some traumatic events, and whatever traumatic event, it has either shaped us for the better or it's either shaped us for the worst. The reason why is because when it shapes you for the worst, that means that you haven't healed. But if you shape you for the better, you see everything as a lesson, you see everything as a blessing. Alright, you see like the good things out of stuff. Alright, now also remember, when you take things personally, you get easily offended over things, over words, and you just take things way personal than normal. But it's normal because your system has not adjusted to like let go. That's the whole idea, right? So remember now, the clue, guys, I'm going to be telling you something very important, right? The reason why when a negative word is said to us, our system reacts to protect us. It's a normal thing. We want to protect ourselves because we are afraid. We don't want danger to happen. So that is why when somebody tells us something, we get offended by it. We take it personally. The reason why we just don't want to be hurted. We don't want to be bruised up again because our heart is so scarred up with so many past events. But it's normal. But then you need to actually understand, do you want to be taking things personally your whole life? Do you want to be having this mountain? Because this mountain is what's stopping you from your blessing, and the only way you're going to step out of this mountain is literally to let go, right? To let go that, hey, you know what, these things are happening, but I'm not going to hold on to this. It's not worth my time. It's time for me to release this, because if I don't release it, then I'll be seeking professional help always. I'll be seeking myself from somewhere that I can't actually find myself, okay, in a lost world. So it's important that you don't take things that personal and just try and let go. Alright, then guys, we also look at how do I not make a mountain of things? Like, going back to our main topic, how do you not make a mountain of things? Now, the first thing you need to do is to manage your emotions, okay? When you manage your emotions, you become a pro at it. You become an expert, right? But the beginner always starts off like that when you build up. But you need to manage your emotions. It's key. You need to also write a journal so that you don't forget who you are. Write positive affirmations of who you are. So every day that when you look at it, you get reminded of it, okay? You don't feel down and ashamed about it because you always keep getting reminded. right? Then you need to look at mindfulness. Okay, you look at mindfulness, you practice mindfulness, you say positive things, you do deep breathing exercise, all of those things. And then also you need to also self-care. You need to take care of yourself, because as I said to you, you are responsible for you, and nobody is actually going to take responsibility for you. So it's crucially and important that you take responsibility for yourself. Okay, very, very important, guys. Now remember that in life there will always be mountains in your way. There could be financial mountains that you haven't really like sorted out, and you haven't really discussed with anybody. And you know, that was actually a word that came to me. A lot of people have financial mountains that they don't know. You're just surviving every single day. You get paid, but the money, there's no even surplus money to even save. There's just nothing. But the thing is, you need to understand that are you going to make this as a mountain in your life that you can't do it, or you're going to just make this as a river, as a valley. Okay, not looking at so high it is, but just looking at it that, you know what, this is just a state that's going to actually change. It's not going to be something that's just so tight like a mountain that's just so onto you. It's rooted onto you that you cannot change. You can change it, but it all depends on your mindset, because if your mindset is of negative, there's no way that you're going to be positive. The only way you can be positive is by the way you actually think. Okay, because what you think shapes you. Remember, guys, whatever thoughts you have, the thoughts becomes your words. That's what your words say. Your words become your action. That's what you do it. Your action becomes your behavior. You perform. Your behavior becomes your character. From that becomes, it's a habit. It builds into you, and then your destiny is formed. So imagine now, if you always make a hurdle out of everything, it's going to become, you're going to keep saying it, that I cannot do it, and then you're going to start living it and behaving in it, and then it actually become your future outcome. So it's important that you look at it, that, you know what, this mountain is there, but if I have faith as a little seed, I can move that mountains. I don't need to be restricted that I cannot move that mountain. That mountain can move, and it will move. Okay, but I'm not going to let my fear become a mountain, because when your fear becomes a mountain, yeah, that's actually quite bad. Okay, your fear shouldn't become a mountain, guys. Okay, basically you need to move this mountain. Whatever this mountain has been in your life, you're gonna write it down, journal it, and you're gonna find ways in order to move this mountain from your life. Okay, to just move it slowly and not let it stop you from getting to you. Alright, and also look at, like, what are you taking personally? Alright, somebody said something at work, and you took things personal, and you lashed out, and you didn't swear, or you said something that it stepped out of your character. Even your boss and she was even like shocked at it. But you need to look at, guys, why are you taking things personally? Why other people's emotions are affecting you? Alright, and what you got to do with them? And once you actually realize that how much of time wasted, you start healing. And the main thing is, how do you actually heal? It's by letting go. Let people be how they want to be. Alright, if they have no purpose in their life, or they're absolutely rude and they don't care about what they say, and even at work and things like that, and especially if they have like no goals and stuff like that, you just let them be as they be. Alright, and let you be as you want to be. So you must look at it. Am I going to be sad and depressed because of that person, or am I just going to move on? Because in life you will get words, you will get rejection, you will get disappointments, as I always say, guys. But it's either you're going to allow that to be a lesson, or you're going to allow it to be a curse to you. And when it becomes a curse to you, you always constantly think about it. So yeah, so think about it, guys, what you're going to be doing, okay, about these mountains in your life, because we all have mountains. Even myself, like, I had a lot of mountains which I had to literally overcome. Like, for example, remember, I'm still healing as well, my central nervous system, from the trauma that happened, because I wasn't prepared for the trauma that happened to me, and prepared for like eating so limited, and you know, like appearance change and all those things. So those are like drastic changes, which is part of my trauma, and I had to literally heal from that, because even my mobility dropped. So that's all traumatic, but it became a mountain to me because I actually thought that there was no way out. And then slowly studying, learning, because remember, education is your therapy. The more you know, the less pain you experience. Okay, that's a powerful insight that even doctors won't tell you. The more you know about something, and you know that most of your pain, your aches, your diseases actually start from your mindset. It starts from the central nervous system. It starts from locked, trapped emotions. Then after that, you start healing yourself. And once you start like healing, you move on. Okay, so it's really, really important that you look at the inner healing before just taking all those tablets and everything. But yeah, whatever the doctor advises you to do, if your situation is diabetic or you hypertension, then you have to abide by what the doctors say. But you also need to do an introspection and look at your central nervous system. So that used to be my issue, but I have slowly overcome it with practice, mindfulness, meditation. Journaling is a main thing. Like I have so many books of writing, and yeah, and then from there also, like I had to do a self-discipline, and I had to actually devote myself exercise and a lot of things, okay, because it's all about consistency. So I had to literally have a planner that where I actually do these things. So yeah guys, it's very, very important to get into that consistency plan, that goal sheet that we're going to be discussing from next week, and we're going to make the better of ourselves and not make a mountain out of nothing, like for real. Alright, so what is your mountain and what are you doing about it? That's the main question for today. Thank you guys for watching JC Transformation Strategies. Stay tuned for more. Stay tuned for the midweek coaching as well, okay, because we are talking on open topics here. So if you love to hear on open topics, please watch, okay, please watch and spread the news. Thank you guys. Stay tuned to JC. Love you all. Bye.